Hi, Salem-Keizer community. Every day, I feel grateful to be part of this community. And right now, gratitude is complemented by another feeling, a sense of deep responsibility to help us navigate these difficult financial times. If you've heard me say that Salem-Keizer Public Schools is in a financial hole, then you've also heard me say that we were climbing out, one rung at a time, together. In October, we promised to identify a first round of reductions that would have a minimum impact on students or the staff who directly serve them. We started at the top and we examined every part of our budget and have identified over $30 million in student-centered reductions and adjustments. Last week, we shared the first $26 million of those reductions with you. And this afternoon, we shared the hardest part of the first round of reductions with our Salem-Keizer Public Schools team: staff reductions. We prioritize sharing information with our staff first, and now we want to share that same information with you. Although we are about to start making reductions, our district is not overstaffed. We are underfunded for the work we are required to do. Oregon defined the expectations for schools and the staff that are necessary for schools in 1999. That's about the same time that I graduated from an Oregon high school. In my high school, there were classrooms, offices, there was a computer lab that was half typewriters, there was a library and a gym. But today in Salem-Keizer schools, our doors lead to classrooms, therapeutic spaces, career and tech labs, food pantries, places for free clothing exchange, laundry, and so much more. And this is because the world of schools has changed since 1999, and Oregon's funding formula has not kept up. Last week, Governor Kotek signaled that K-12 education funding reform would be a legislative priority. We want to take this opportunity to thank her, but also to advocate for an even clearer position. The students of Salem-Keizer and across Oregon need education funding reform to be the legislative priority for 2025. And we need to come together now in short session and start laying the groundwork. We know that funding policy change is hard, but important work is always hard. And from our seats, nothing matters more. And here in Salem-Keizer, we know we will have to make reductions. At the same time, we fiercely advocate for change. Today's announcement is painful. We've identified 46 positions for reduction from next year's budget. All impacted staff have already been notified, and we're meeting with them in person to share more information. No changes will go into effect, and no changes in employment will happen until July of 2024. First, we're reducing over 10% of district administrators. This is the largest reduction of district administrators in over a decade. District administrators, like me, we are 1% of Salem-Keizer's workforce, and we're reducing a total of 7 positions. Second, we're recommending a reduction of approximately 10 licensed positions and approximately 29 classified positions. These are all positions that provide valuable services, but they are mostly district-level services. This total reduction recommendation is about $5 million in savings, starting in the 24-25 school year. This is a hard day. For our valued colleagues who have roles that are impacted by these reductions, today is especially difficult. And for all of us, this announcement brings us one step closer to a balanced budget, but it also brings us one step closer to even more difficult decisions that we're going to face over the coming months. Since July, we've taken all the right steps. We've established strong controls and reset our spending habits. We've identified over $30 million in initial reductions and adjustments. And even with that, we still have tens of millions more to reduce before we have a balanced budget for next year. I want to close by talking about next steps. First, we have to finish bargaining with both associations before we will know the size of our gap. And we echo our association's commitment to urgently using mediation to reach a fair, sustainable, and student-centered contracts. In the late winter, we'll host another round of community conversations to talk about the trade-offs that are necessary to balance next year's budget. And in the spring, we'll present a balanced budget for the public and the board. Next year will be a lean one for Salem-Keizer students and staff, but we hope that will be temporary because the painful work are the reductions, and the real work is achieving a dramatically improved approach to public school funding starting in 2025. We do all of this together for our students, for our staff, and for students across the state, because we are Salem-Keizer Public Schools.